This 21-year-old young man is brought to a prison where the law holds no sway. Only brute force matters, and every inmate defines their identity through bloodshed. Upon his arrival, every prisoner becomes his sworn enemy. Little did they know, however, that the boy they were messing with would turn out to be the ultimate alpha among them. The story begins with a police van transporting prisoners directly to a Chinese prison. This is no ordinary facility. It houses the most dangerous criminals imaginable. They ruthlessly kill any inmate who appears weak before them. On this particular day, a new batch of prisoners arrives, including Ricky, a 21-year-old youth. He was sent there for brutally killing a man. Although Ricky was sentenced to 10 years, his youth meant he was required to serve 5 years in this specific prison. As Ricky passes through the metal detector, a red alert is triggered. The guards stop him to conduct a search, yet they find nothing on his person. However, the metal detector keeps signaling the presence of a metallic object. Consequently, the guards take him to an X-ray machine. When the machine is activated, it reveals not just 1, but 5 bullets lodged in his chest, the very objects the machine had been detecting. Upon seeing this, those present, the guards are stunned, wondering how it's possible that a normal man has 5 bullets lodged in his chest, yet he's standing perfectly intact. The guard asks him why he didn't have them removed. Ricky then explains that these bullets are a power boost for his body, which is why he didn't remove them. We are then shown that the prison is actually divided into 4 separate blocks, each ruled by a dangerous prisoner. These 4 are the kings of their respective sections, doing whatever they want and punishing whoever they want. Each cell leader doesn't allow anyone in their area to breathe freely, and every corner of the prison is filled with fear, bloodshed, and oppression. As morning dawns, everyone is busy with their chores. Just then, a prisoner named Samel, the leader of the West Block, arrives. He begins beating an elderly prisoner in the wing for disobeying. He then beats him to death. This man had spent his entire life in this prison, and he saw no hope of ever getting out. Knowing he wouldn't survive long among these cruel and ruthless prisoners, so he made a small toy for his son in prison as a last gift. Meanwhile, Samuel snatches the toy. The old prisoner demands it back, having made it with great effort for his son. Samuel then hits him over the head with the toy, causing him to fall down and shattering it into pieces. Samuel threatens him, saying, "If you mess with me again, I'll kill you." The old man hears his taunts. He was completely fed up with everything, and a fire of revenge for Samuel began to burn within him. He picked up a broken piece of a toy and rushed towards Samuel. However, Samuel's lackey tripped him, and Samuel immediately grabbed the toy and smashed it hard into his face, leaving him writhing in agony. Hearing his painful screams, a guard arrived, but instead of saving him from those thugs, the guard told him to beat him even more before walking away. Samuel was boldly moving forward with his cronies when Ricky suddenly kicked him in the leg. This caused him to fall face first onto sharp nails scattered on the ground, and one of the nails pierced right through his eye. Just then, one of his lackeys was about to attack Ricky, but a single glare from Ricky struck such terror into them that all 3 fled the scene. Samuel somehow survived, but he had lost sight in one eye. A burning desire for revenge now consumed him. He was determined to finish Ricky off at any cost. Meanwhile, the same lackey returned and suggested that they needed Matt Dragon to kill Ricky, a man who would certainly get the job done. Matt Dragon was the prison's most dangerous inmate, known for leaving no one alive. He could crush anyone who crossed him with just one hand. The warden had currently confined Matt Dragon to solitary confinement because he had brutally killed another inmate just the day before. That same day, Samuel struck a deal with a guard, instructing him to inform Ricky that his sentence had been extended and that he would now have to spend another 20 years in the prison. So the guard comes straight to him and informs him that his release has been cancelled and that he must now spend another 20 years in the prison. Hearing this, the old prisoner is left utterly devastated. He knew that if he remained in the prison, Samuel would certainly exact revenge and kill him after subjecting him to agonizing torture. Desperate, he pleaded with the guards for his release, but they simply beat him up and walked away. Rather than endure a life of continued suffering, he hanged himself that very night. News of the incident spread throughout the prison, and Ricky learned that the man whose life he had once saved was dead. Ricky arrived just as the guards were removing the body. Seeing the handcuffs still on Wing's wrists, he demanded the guards unlock them, arguing that since Wing was dead, he should at least be set free. He then effortlessly snapped the handcuffs apart. The guards were stunned. They couldn't fathom how an ordinary person could break such sturdy restraints. Ricky took out the toy, the very one Samuel had broken and Ricky had repaired, and placed it on Wing's body, hoping to bring him some measure of peace. Witnessing Wing's death shattered Ricky. The fire of vengeance ignited within him once more, and he vowed to avenge Wing by taking down Samuel. The next morning, the prisoners gathered to bathe. While Ricky was washing, Samuel approached and stared at him menacingly. Simultaneously, the massive inmate Matt Dragon appeared. Dragon landed a punch squarely on Ricky's face, sending him flying across the room like a balloon until he crashed into a corner corner. However, RIKI rose with the force of a storm and delivered a punch to Dragon's stomach so powerful that it ruptured his abdomen, killing him instantly. Seeing this, Samuel takes a spike and drives it straight into RIKI's hand. However, RIKI retaliates by snapping all of Samuel's fingers as easily as breaking a twig. Now it is time for RIKI to exact his revenge. Seizing the moment, he delivers a punch that pierces straight through Samuel's stomach, effectively finishing him off right there. The prisoners standing nearby are left dumbfounded by the spectacle. Meanwhile, guards arrive and haul him away. Just then, a prisoner named Naromi, the leader of the North Bloc, approaches him. He had come there to instill fear in RIKI. However, after witnessing RIKI kill Matt Dragon, he meekly asks to become his friend, much like a frightened mouse. RIKI, however, walks away without saying a word. He is immediately locked in the high-security cell reserved for the most dangerous prisoners, the very cell where Matt Dragon had once been held. Now, he too is confined there. Suddenly, he feels a sharp pain in his chest, triggering a flashback to his days as a student, long after his parents had passed away. While visiting his parents' graves, he encounters Master Yang, who had trained him in martial arts during his childhood. The master asks him to demonstrate his strength, but the moment he attacks, the master knocks him down with a single blow. The master tells him, "You haven't fully mastered the art yet. You still harbor weaknesses that must be overcome. It will take considerable time to resolve them, but only then can you become a truly formidable fighter." Hearing this, RIKI falls at the master's feet, pleading, "I must become a master at any cost. I will overcome my weaknesses, no matter how long it takes." The master begins training him that very day, instructing him to first gain control over his mind and purge it of all anger and hatred. Placing a stone before him, the master challenges him, "Control your mind completely and shatter this stone."